My name is Howard Wheater, and I'm the newly appointed CERC Chair in Water Security at the University of Saskatchewan, and I'm moving from London. I've been at Imperial College for a very long time, 30 years, and I'm been Professor of Hydrology there, leading quite a large research group and helping the college to coordinate its environmental research and teaching activities. So Saskatoon is providing a tremendous opportunity to meet the challenges that the water environment is facing. So around the world we're running out of water, and at the same time there are unprecedented threats to the water environment. So we're seeing changing environment, changing climate, changing land use, changing land management, and we're seeing pollution. So there's a whole set of challenges for the water environment which really require us to develop better science and new science. It's no longer good enough for us to work in individual disciplines. We have to pull those disciplines together and move forward to really give society the answers that it needs to tackle these very difficult questions. I think over 3 decades or so, I've worked on a whole range of problems, some in the UK and some overseas. Overseas, I think I'm most proud of my work in the Middle East, where I did, for example, the first ever flood study in the Sultanate of Oman in the 1980s, and more recently won the Prince Sultan bin Abdulaziz International Water Prize for my work in arid areas. In the UK, I'm doing some, I think, important work at the moment, looking at the impacts of the changing agricultural environment. We've had major intensification of agriculture over the last 20 to 30 years, and the question is, what is that doing to our hydrological systems, to flood risk, to water quality? So I have a big program, and we've developed some new tools to allow the UK to manage that problem. I've also been focusing on really quite difficult problems of managing water in southeast England, where we have the chalk, the White Cliffs of Dover, a very complicated medium. So we've been coming to grips with understanding how water moves through that system, how pollutants move through that system, how it behaves under droughts and how it behaves under floods. Well, the U of S has outstanding talent already. It has 5 Canada Research Chairs in water-related fields, has 65 academic staff in relevant related disciplines. So there's a tremendous potential there, and you know, with the additional funding available from the CERC Chair, then I think we can really make some powerful new developments in the science and technology that we need to address issues of water security. And in addition, we have, I think, outstanding leadership in the university who have taken water as an issue and seen the challenge both in Canada and globally, and been prepared to lead and invest in that area. Well, my aim is to do world-class research, but research that makes a difference, and we have the challenge in water security of a set of issues which actually affect everybody. And there are real stresses throughout the world, but there are also a whole range of important issues that affect Canada and Western Canada in particular. So we'll be looking at several of those. So one area is natural resource development, the issues of mining of oil sands, the water needs, the wastes that are generated, the need for remediation, pollution control. A second area really is looking at the issue of land and its interaction with water, and particularly nutrients and the associated water quality issues that arise, for example, from human sewage and agricultural pollution. So we're already seeing in Canada very significant eutrophication of major lakes. That's an issue that we work on. And then finally, I guess the big one is climate change and its effect on water resources. So Canada is really at the forefront of global warming, and all around us the environment is changing. So glaciers are retreating in the Rocky Mountains, permafrost's thawing, really dramatic and quite rapid changes. So that has major implications for how we manage our water resources, and these water resources run across provincial boundaries. So we've got a whole interesting set of issues in providing information that policymakers need to manage the challenges of adaptation to changing environment in the future.